You know, I wish I could tell you that I would just need to read and I know exactly what to do, but alas. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nathalie, I'm a musician, and I'm going to talk today about practice because this video was requested. I will not mention your name because I didn't know whether that was okay for privacy reasons. But if you do think it's okay, then I will just list your name in the description box below. Just let me know. So if you are watching this and you have a video to request of your own, just like shoot me a message or leave a comment below and I will see what I can do for you. So practice, how, what, when, how much. Here are my thoughts and let's dive in. So how much should we practice? Well, the first answer is every day. Yes, every day. Because consistency will make or break your musical growth. It's as simple as that. You might have heard this before and well, you heard that before because it's basically true. The more frequently you practice, the better you will get exponentially. Please do not think that practicing 1 hour for 1 day in a week as opposed to 10 minutes for 6 days in a week, don't think that the 1 hour on 1 day will get you further. Not at all. Why is that? Because our brain basically needs the sleep after our practice to kind of just go through everything that it has learned in the day. Because music is just, it's not like one repeated motion, right? Every piece that we play requires a different set of motions, all right after one another, from the beginning to the piece until the end. And then once you take another piece, then it's a totally different section of motions. And that is what makes music so darn hard to really, know and learn and feel comfortable in, just because there's a lot to think about. And depending on your instrument, you either have to deal with intonation, or you have to deal with reading two stems at the same time, or you have to deal with projection of your voice or whatever. Every musical instrument has its own particular unique set of difficulties, in addition to just learning the notes or learning something by ear, or learning how to read chords and chord symbols. So yeah, consistency, it truly will take you a very, very long way already just by itself. Does that mean that 15 minutes a day is the minimum that you need to do? Well, I don't know. I don't know what you want to accomplish. Do you really want to be at the level of a professional musician? Well, then you better practice more than 15 minutes a day, because some of us, especially classical musicians, and then in particular pianists, some of us practice 6 to 8 hours a day. I will be very honest with you, I am not one of those people, simply because my brain can't handle that amount of information. I can work 8 hours a day, but not practice music 8 hours a day. Whoa, that's totally insane. But if you are, not aspiring to be a professional musician, just want to really get to know your instrument and just have fun, well then still, it will depend on how fast you learn, on the difficulty of your pieces, on just have you ever had experience with this instrument before or not. It's a very unique question to answer, but the first thing that you should just do is practice daily, and that in itself will already take you a long way. Second big thing around practice is the quality of your practice. And by quality, I mean, are you not only looking at the notes and playing them, but are you also listening? Are you thinking about the structure of the piece? Are you aware of how your body feels? All these things can make or break your practice. And you may practice consistently every day for an hour, but if there's only 20 minutes out of that hour that you're truly very focused, then I do think it's better to just practice those 20 minutes instead of losing the additional 40. Focus and, learning how to practice with quality is something you can learn. The more you do it, the better you'll get. It's kind of like a muscle you train. In the beginning, it's kind of hard and you need to grit your teeth, but in the end, the six-pack will come, and it's the same with your focus. It'll grow. But it's important to be aware of what's going on. You can practice, as I said before, you can practice 2 hours a day, but if only 30 minutes out of those are really, really focused, just practice at 30 minutes. So what do I mean with quality practice? I mean, are you really listening to what you're doing? And yes, of course, you're hearing the notes, but are you listening to what's going on? Are you listening to color? Are you listening to where the most important note in that sentence is? Are you listening to how your piece is growing to one certain climax and then kind of going back down until the end, or wherever the climax is in the piece that you are practicing? Are you thinking about structure of the piece? Are there things that are returning? Is there a motive? Is there something rhythmical that truly carries the piece or not? Is there a set of chords that is repeated? All these little things, think about those things and implement it. How does your body feel? Is there any tension somewhere? Are you doing this with your shoulders, or are your feet cross-legged, whether they should be just right next to each other in front of the pedals? Are you practicing with the feeling like you need to push for time? Because if so, then this kind of stressy feeling is going to be practiced within the piece. I only know that, I only thought of that, or I had this epiphany about that 2 years ago or something, when I was I'm getting more stage fright just because when I'm practicing, I know there's a lot to do, and I feel time anxiety. And so when I go on stage, the anxiety is just practiced within the piece. It's really weird, but it's not really weird if you think about it, but you know what I mean? All these things add up, and if you can really be very focused and be as time efficient as you can with your practice, then the number itself really does not matter. So how about time? How much should you practice? Well, it's a very, very personal question to ask. It depends on a lot of things, but if you can practice consistently, every day, and you can practice with focus, that is basically the main thing. And then depending on what your actual goal is, do you want to become a professional musician, yes or no? Are your pieces, or is your piece technically very demanding, yes or no? How is your own personal, where is your edge with focus? How much just ability do you have at this moment, and where can you go to or grow towards? Those are all things that I cannot answer for you. You kind of have to figure that out on your own. But again, if you just remember consistency and quality of practice, I think that's really the main thing, and it'll just, that combo will take you a very, very long way. So that's all that I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. If you agree or disagree, just let me know. It's always fun to open up a discussion. And if you have a video of your own to request, then please go ahead and leave it in the comments, or find me somewhere else. There are links in the description box below, and I will see what I can do for you. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week with a new music video. There we go. See you then. Bye-bye.